Yo, what's going on guys? It's Anime1 back here with a new video, and today I'm here with a new part of What If Naruto Was Neglected and hit Sukuna's power. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, also like this video. So without any delay, let's begin the video. So, tell me, what brings you of all people here? Sanin. Naruto asked Orochimaru, his hands still in his pockets, as Orochimaru chuckled at the boy. Well, Naruto, I heard something interesting about you, he said as Naruto raised his eyebrow. Oh, and what might that be? Orochimaru smiled. You possess a Keke Genkai, which I thought I could never get my hands on. But after what information I've got. Orochimaru chuckled as Naruto simply smiled. You mean my shrine, Naruto said as a snake grinned. So you know about it. But there isn't any information about the bloodline in Konoha. I had to go to Uzu in order to learn about it. The snake said, and I was truly curious as Naruto flicked his fingers, and a huge cut appeared in Orochimaru's chest, but it healed in an instant. I don't think I need to tell you anything, because you are gonna be a dead man after all, Naruto said as Orochimaru just chuckled. A dead man, you say? Quite cocky for a brat who hasn't even mastered his abilities. Naruto grinned. You think so? How about you test it out then, snake? Orochimaru rushed at Naruto as he aimed a punch at Naruto's face, but his hand was only cut off as Orochimaru brought his leg up to kick Naruto, only to be blocked by the boy as Orochimaru smiled. I'm using half of my chakra, and every attack and yet he can keep up with me this easily. Interesting, he thought as he dodged a barrage of slashes that were aimed at his head. Good thing I absorbed nature energy before attacking him, even if the nature energy is only boosting my senses and not my physical abilities, Orochimaru thought as he opened his mouth wide as a sword came out. Disgusting, Naruto said, but as soon as he did, he was face to face with Orochimaru. His speed test increased, Naruto thought, as he took out a kunai and blocked the sword that was aimed at his torso. As sparks could be seen, both Naruto and Orochimaru were going at it. As some time passed, as Naruto was sent flying as he hit the tree. I'm impressed beyond belief, Naruto. You can beat most Jonins with what you can do, he said as Naruto coughed up blood. There was a stab wound in his stomach. But you see, with how much power you forced me to use, I'm confident Minato sensed it, and I have to flee now. But before that, let me give you a gift. But before Orochimaru could do anything, he saw that his body was dropping. His upper half was separated and cut off from his lower half. Know your place, Sanin, Naruto said as he coughed up blood. But then the upper half of Orochimaru's extended as he bit Naruto's neck as a curse seal appeared. Now as Naruto's body became paralyzed. Shit, I can't move. It's pain in my body. What the hell did the snake do? Naruto thought as before Orochimaru could leave. Cleave, Naruto said as mustering up the last bit of his strength, Orochimaru's head, which was still extended, was cut off. Damn this brat, Orochimaru thought as he scattered into thousands of snakes. Soon Mito and Suki would be near Naruto, as Mito and Suki's eyes would widen as they would see Naruto. Shit, Suki would jump down looking at Naruto. Who in the world is strong enough to do this to him, she thought, as then they would have fear in their eyes, as they would see down and put their hand on Naruto's stomach. It was bleeding. Mito, she shouted as Mito kneeled down and put her hand over Naruto's wound. As her hand started to go clean. The wound is deep, but it didn't hit any vital organs. You should be fine for the most part. Just give me a minute or two. I'll stop the bleeding, Mito said as he looked down at Naruto. I'm sorry, Naruto, she thought in her mind. Now to summarize, since I want to finish part 1 of Naruto in this video. So what happens now is pretty much Suki and Mito take Naruto inside a cave and treat his wounds. And also Naruto would not wake up, but the 3 brats that Orochimaru sent after Sasuke in the original series, He would do the same here, as Suki and Mito by themselves would be more than capable of handling all of them. But as Suki and Mito were engaging them all, they stopped fighting as they sensed an ominous presence in the area. What the hell is this? It's worse than Zabuza, Mito thought as she couldn't move her body out of fear as Naruto was standing there. That snake, I never thought that he would be the reason, but Naruto said as flame markings on his face from the curse marks started to change, and they formed lines which went around his eyes and his forehead. So, that's the brat the boss told us to take care of. Those who thought, but then before anyone realized anything, all three of the Sound Genins had were separated from their body. You're not worth even challenging me, Naruto said as his eyes were now red. Not only that, but now he had 4 eyes. Naruto, Suki said as he was sweating, as Naruto didn't pay any mind to her. Well, who do we have here? Naruto said as a blonde girl landed in front of them, as she had a Kuma headband on. I sensed something, and now I'm seeing it. It was coming from that boy, the blonde said as he looked at Naruto. Oh, a Jinchuriki. This might get interesting. Naruto says as Yugito narrowed her eyes. Are you the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki? She asked as the presence that she was feeling could only come from the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Naruto grinned as he flicked his fingers as the two people who were beside Yugito had a huge cut across their chest now. Naruto, what the hell are you doing? Mito shouted as he looked at Naruto, just killing people for no reason. Naruto looked at her. It's better if you don't try to stop me, Mito. I'm craving for a battle right now. I've gone through some major changes and I want to try them out. Naruto said as Suki was as stunned as Mito gritted her teeth as he imagined a small Naruto used to play with her. As, that image popped into her mind. Karui, Amoy! Yugito shouted as she looked at her teammates. Hey, Two Tails, Naruto said. If you use your tail beast power right now and fight me, and also defeat me, my teammate will heal those two. How about it? Yugito glared at Naruto as he just smirked. So, how about it? Yugito got up as red chakra started to surround her. You're gonna regret this, she said. As in a flash, she was in front of Naruto, who ducked under the punch, but his left arm came over her stomach. Dismantle, he said as Yugito was sent flying away with a huge cut on her stomach as Naruto vanished. Is that all you've got, Two Tails? Naruto said as Yugito coughed up blood. How in the world? She thought as she didn't have any time to complete her thought process as she was kicked upwards as her eyes went white. No, I can't lose like this, she thought as red chakra started to surround her and formed 2 arms. I am not done yet, she said as the 2 arms formed a small Biju bomb. Now fast enough, Naruto said as the chakra arms were cut off and Naruto appeared behind her, double axe handled her, and before she could land on the ground, Naruto grabbed her by the face and slammed her to the ground. Yugito was bleeding from her face and mouth. One of her eyes were destroyed and a huge gash was across her chest. Honestly, I didn't think I would get this strong. And not only that, the wound on Naruto's hand started to heal in an instant. I can heal myself. The world feels so good right now. Naruto said I started to walk towards Yugito and picked her up by her ponytail. Come on, I know you can't die with these wounds. You are a Jinchuriki after all. Come on, entertain me more. Yugito's eyes became red as a huge amount of chakra was released as Naruto grinned. Now that is what I was waiting for. The smoke cleared as there was Yugito standing in her 2-tailed beast form with a Biju bomb in her mouth aimed at Naruto. As she released the Biju bomb, as a huge explosion happened as Minato, who was sitting in the Hokage's office, widened his eyes. This yokai, did it come from Mito or Menma? Or even those two? Minato thought as an image of Yugito and Gaara appeared in his mind. Anbu, he said as 2 Anbu appeared beside Minato. Only we both are available right now, sir. The rest of them are dispatched to hunt down Orochimaru. The Anbu said as Minato nodded. That's fine. I want you both to go towards where you sense the tail beast chakra and check out the situation, Minato said as the Anbu nodded and vanished. I hope all three of them are alright, he said as an image of all of his three children popped into his mind. Yugito was huffing and puffing as he looked at where she released the Biju bomb. No matter how strong he is, he must have taken some damage by that attack, she thought, but then she heard a voice behind her. If it had hidden, maybe. She turned around to see Naruto just sitting there. Yugito said, You piqued my interest. How about I fight you using your own speciality? Naruto said as he started to stand up as Yugito scoffed. You wanna fight me using fire jutsu? You truly have a death wish, she said as Naruto smirked. Is that so? Then, what Yugito saw made her eyes widen. Those are black flames, she asked as Naruto smirked. But how? I thought the black flames could only be manifested by Itachi Uchiha, who has the Mangekyo Sharingan. Naruto said as Yugito was now feeling nervous. Let's have a battle of firepower, he said as Yugito opened her mouth and formed a tail beast bomb made out of fire, as Naruto extended his flames to form an arrow as all three plants were burning around them. As they both released their attacks, and in a few seconds, a huge explosion went off. As everything around that area was now erased, as the other Genin could only look in shock as they saw the explosion, as one man was left standing, his red eyes looking at the girl who was almost dead, as she survived. But her body had several black flames marking on them, as the black flames went out. She survived. I guess the yokai around her helped her tank the attack. And not only that, Naruto said, looking at his hand, I just awakened these abilities and I haven't mastered it yet, he said as he clenched his fist. Orochimaru, you fool. You thought you could use me, he said, looking behind to see Suki and Mito standing there looking at him. So, are you just gonna look or are we going to the tower? Naruto said as he started to walk, as the other two followed him. The journey to the tower was silent. No one spoke a word, as the curse seal around Naruto had disappeared, but the markings were still there. It was like they were permanent. Now as for the prelim rounds, I don't want to go over it much since it really doesn't change the story, but Mito did tell Minato everything that he saw, and now the 4th Hokage is even way more wary of Naruto than he was before. Now all the fights go the same as it did in the canon. Just the difference is Mito fights Shikamaru and wins, Suki fights Choji and wins, and Naruto fights Shino and wins as well. So the finals are going to be Menma versus Neji, Temari versus Mito, Sasuke versus Kankuro, Naruto versus Gaara, and the winner of Naruto versus Gaara will face Suki in the finals. So that's pretty much it for the Chunin exams till the prelim rounds. Now, then 1 month training time is given to all the Genins, as before all the Genins go off, Minato tells Naruto to stay back, as now I'm gonna narrate the conversation between the two. So, what does the grade 4th Hokage want from me? Naruto says that Minato felt a pain in his heart. Naruto stopped calling him dad ever since he attended the academy. Naruto, what are those markings around your face? He asked as Naruto looked at Minato. Oh, this. I was actually attacked by Orochimaru, and he put a curse mark on me, Naruto said as Minato blinked several times. Say what? You're telling me this now? Minato said as he was angry. How could Naruto hide this information from him? Naruto waved his hand as if dismissing Minato. Don't sweat it. The fox inside of me eradicated Orochimaru's soul attached to the curse mark, and I've made it my own. But the only side effect is, well, I can turn off the seal, and these markings are now permanent. Naruto said as Minato was not sure about this. Is that all? Naruto asked, as Minato shook his head. You killed Genin without any particular reason in the Forest of Death. Why? Naruto sighed. To decrease the competition in the next round, and let me guess, Mito told you about my battle with the two tails as well. Minato nodded. Naruto looked up at his hand. I don't know what happened exactly, but when I woke up after my battle with Orochimaru, something changed. I think I understand what chakra is down, even to its core, and with that, Naruto said as he grabbed his finger and ripped it off, as Minato's eyes widened. But then what happened next made his eyes widen even more. I can heal myself, Naruto said as his finger was completely regenerated. But how? Minato said as Naruto looked at him. Yin chakra was all the boy said as he started to walk off. Naruto was now standing in front of Kurama as the fox looked at him. So, it's finally time, huh? The fox said as Naruto nodded and the seal was cut into small pieces. As Kurama's soul started to vanish. I'll meet you soon, rat. He heard the fox say. And they say the fox is made out of hatred. Pitiful, he said. Menma was in the Namikaze compound in front of Kushina. Menma, your chakra is more compatible to this even more than my own chakra. She said as Menma nodded as he looked at the scroll that was in his hand. Biting his finger, he signed the contract, and as soon as he did, a werewolf appeared. There are 10 summonings in total, and to use any of the summonings, you have to defeat them all in combat first. She said as Menma smirked. Well, let's get this puppy under control, he said. As time skip. A month passed as everyone trains. Menma refines now his newly awakened and acquired 10 Shadows technique, and Mito learns flying Raijin via Minato, of course. And well, Naruto, he just simply worked on his domain expansion. Yeah, you heard that right. I'm giving Naruto domain expansion. You have to remember Naruto simply has awakened, so a month is more than long enough for him to acquire his domain. It's a little bit nerfed compared to what Sukuna's original domain is, but Naruto will soon get there. Now the day of the Chunin exam finals. The first round of the Chunin exams happen as Menma uses the 10 Shadows technique, as Naruto takes an interest in that technique, but Menma does win without even using Kurama's chakra. Temari vs Mito happens, and Mito, by using Flying Raijin, dodges all of Temari's wind attacks and defeats her with relative ease. Sasuke vs Kankuro. Do I really need to go over this fight? This version of Sasuke is stronger than the original version, and the original version of Sasuke was stronger than base Gaara, who was far stronger than Kankuro. So in simple terms, this Sasuke would destroy Kankuro. Now to the final round, Naruto vs Gaara. As Naruto really wouldn't have much trouble dealing with Gaara just by using his speed and taijutsu alone. Naruto would beat down Gaara until the invasion starts, and Temari and Kankuro would run away with Gaara as Naruto wanted to complete his fight, would chase them. And now I'm gonna narrate this part. Kankuro was the first one to stay back, to fight Naruto and to keep him at bay, as Naruto and Kankuro were in front of each other. How about you get lost and I spare your life? Naruto said as Kankuro, who feeling the killing intent, would start to shake. But despite the fear he was feeling, he took out his puppet, ready to fight. As Naruto saw it and flicked his finger as his puppet was destroyed, before it turned into a million small pieces. Now, there, your weapon is destroyed. And unless you don't want to be the next one, move. Naruto would say as his red eyes were piercing through Kankuro's soul. But Kankuro stayed there, his legs shaking, cold sweat running throughout his entire body. But before Naruto could deal with him, he heard a voice. Naruto, leave him to me. You go and handle the sand freak. Naruto turned to see his Uchiha teammate. As he landed beside him, Naruto smirked. I guess you're lucky, puppet boy, because the next second, you're gonna die, Naruto said as he disappeared, as Suki's hand started to crackle with lightning. You don't have your puppet, do you? She said as Kankuro started to back away. Naruto appeared in front of Gaara and Temari, who stopped in their tracks as they saw him. Hey, fangirl, get lost, Naruto said, as his focus was on Gaara, but Temari refused to do so. But before she could say anything, Gaara's eyes changed as he smacked her away, as half of his body changed into a mini Shikaku. Oh, Naruto said, as being intrigued. Uzumaki, mother wants your blood, he said as he rushed up towards Naruto as he brought his arm down, and to Gaara's surprise, Naruto blocked his attack with one arm. What? With one hand? But before he could think, Naruto disappeared and appeared above his head and kicked him as Gaara coughed out blood and dismantled. Naruto said as a huge cut appeared on Gaara's chest, but it healed fast. Shikaku healed him, Naruto thought, as he saw Gaara's entire body being covered in sand. As now he was a small version of Shikaku. As Naruto grinned, you know, you're not bad, Naruto said as Gaara was slashed with several cutting attacks. Cleave, on the other hand, should get you. Naruto said as Gaara was in his knees. He was leaking blood, and his sand armor was slowly starting to disappear. No, 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 I can't lose. Mother, come out, he said as he went through hand sign and said, possum mode. He said as there was a huge puff of smoke, and in the area as Naruto smiled. Perfect. This will be a perfect way to test out this, Naruto said, looking at the large tailed beast that was Shikaku. Shikaku looked at Naruto and shot out earballs at him, but Naruto disappeared, appearing in front of Shikaku's face. You know, I really wanted to know how well would this fare up against the tailed beast. So I guess today is my lucky day, huh? Naruto said as he brought his hands together in a strange hand sign.
領域展開福間水し
Naruto said as the entire Shikaku and everything around it were now covered with a barrier. As Naruto inside the domain, Shikaku was screaming in absolute pain and agony as he was getting assaulted with continuous slashes as Naruto grinned. So I guess if I can remove the barrier of the domain, the only weakness will be eliminated. Naruto said as he saw Shikaku drop to his knees and he smiled.
Fuga.
Naruto said as the barrier of the domain was broken, as a huge explosion of black flames happened, as Tamari, who saw the barrier of the domain broke, thrust towards the location to see Naruto dragging Gaara towards her and tossed her, a burned body of Gaara. Here, I didn't go all out with the last attack, so you can give him medical treatment within 20 minutes and he'll survive. Naruto said as Temari, hearing that, vanished. As Suki appeared beside Naruto, that dome of chakra that trapped that thing inside it. It was you, wasn't it? She asked as Naruto simply nodded. What do you want exactly, Naruto? She asked, wary of the answer that he was going to give her. Freedom. To be strong enough to do whatever I want. I will cut down anything that will come in my path. Anything. Naruto said as he glanced at her and started to walk away, as Naruto smirked as he sensed Orochimaru escape from Minato. Looks like I might have to achieve that very soon, Naruto said as he smirked and disappeared. Later on, a funeral is held for those who, died during the invasion, and after a few days, at night, Naruto was sitting at the outskirts of the village as he was surrounded by 4 people. I'll give you 10 seconds. Explain to me why you're here, Naruto said, looking at the Sound 4 as they smirked. Lord Orochimaru wants to invite you into his ranks. Not only that, but they said as they transformed to the Curse 2 stage. Naruto looked at them. Interesting, Naruto said. So let me guess, you want me to come to you, to Orochimaru, in exchange to get my curse mark advanced? Is that it, huh? Naruto said as the Sound 4 nodded. Later on, Mito was sitting on the bench of the park as she saw her younger brother walking with a backpack. She already had an idea of what was going on as she stood up. So, you're leaving, she said as Naruto walked past her without saying a word, as tears started to drop as Naruto stopped. Both me and Menma, we really are sorry for ignoring you, not being there for you when you needed it the most, but that doesn't mean that we ever stop loving you as our younger brother. So, for both of us, please don't leave, she said as Naruto appeared in front of her. For all time's sake, I'll let you live today, he said as Mito's vision went blurry as Naruto looked at the sound four. Shouldn't he have killed her? I'll finish the job. And the Sakon was the one who said that, as he walked towards the unconscious body of Mito. But before he could take another step, the ground in front of him was cut in half. If you get any closer to that girl, instead of the ground, it'll be your head next, Naruto said as all the Sound Four looked at Naruto as they were sweating, as they all had the same thought in their mind. This guy is killing is even greater than Lord Orochimaru's. So yeah guys, this is where I'm gonna be ending this video. Again, get this video to as many likes as you possibly can to get the next part of this video, because I'm sort of enjoying making this series as well, not gonna lie. The part 1 of the Naruto is gonna end, and part 2, I don't know to where it will go, but like we'll see. Part 1 is gonna end in the next chapter, our next video, and part 2 is gonna start, and hopefully till Kazekage Retrieval Lord ends. And after that, we'll in the next 2 parts we should probably end the series. But anyways, guys have been showing great support in the channel recently, so really want to thank you. But besides that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace.